Hey guys, my name's Phil. I'm an outreach instructor with the Freshwater Fisheries Society of BC. I have a fish on right now, and I'm going to try and show you guys how to properly handle your fish. Now when it's warm out, it's really important to land your fish as quick as possible because you don't want to over-tire your fish or stress it out too much. This is a nice fish. Now, if you're gonna use a net when you go fishing, try and always use a net that won't harm the fish while it's in there. I'm using a rubber mesh net, but you can also use a net with a fine mesh with no knots and a material that's non-abrasive to the fish's skin. Now, before I touch the fish or do anything, I'm gonna get my hands wet. Fish have a protective layer of slime on their skin, and dry hands will wipe that slime off, whereas wet hands won't. If you do wipe too much of that slime off, you could harm the fish or even kill it. So always keep your hands wet. Now, because I was using a single barbless hook, this hook came out very easily. Also in British Columbia, in any moving body of water like a stream or a river, you have to use single barbless hooks. And in many lakes across the province, there's a single barbless hook regulation as well. But if you're ever planning on releasing your fish, it's always a good practice to use it even if you don't have to. Now this is a very gorgeous fish. I do want to take a picture of it before I release it. When taking a picture of a fish, you should only have it out of the water for a maximum of 3 seconds. And while you're holding it above the water for the picture, always make sure you're holding it over the water, not over the ground. So if it does slip out of your hands, it's falling back into the water. To grab your fish, put one hand under the stomach, nice and gentle, don't squeeze too hard, and one hand around the tail. Always try and keep the fish submerged in the water as long as possible while you're handling the fish. Awesome. Now, if you ever catch a species like a wild steelhead or a wild salmon that are more at risk, you shouldn't take the fish out of the water at all. If you do want to take a picture of it while it's in the water and then release it. We don't want to be taking vulnerable fish species out of the water because it can increase the harm.